I am Allison Ziegler, creator and founder of Allison Ziggy. I am currently participating in the Business by Divine series by Catherine Zenkina, Manifestation Babe. And I had no idea how much my limiting beliefs were really holding me back for a majority of my life. One of the assignments, I suppose, of taking the course is that you have to post an Instagram post every day addressing your key takeaway from the lesson that she teaches. So she does like an hour video blog, and she's just talking. And today's limiting belief addressed the fear of failure. And in my mind, I watched the video. I thought it was good. Everything Catherine says is amazing. I really, there are so many parallels between her and I that I can't even begin to express how grateful I am to have found her podcast and Manifestation Babe. But today, addressing the fear of failure, my initial thought was like, oh, I don't have a fear of failure. I'll go after anything. Like, I'm in outside sales. My job requires getting constantly rejected. I've dealt with rejection my whole life. Like, I'm used to getting rejected. Like, I usually don't get what I want. And I didn't realize how hard of a time I was going to have composing an Instagram post for every single day, which sounds so silly because people post on Instagram multiple times a day all the time, and it's really not that hard. Like, just I could take a simple photo of, it's like I don't even know what I want to post a photo of, let alone what the comment section of that post is going to say. And so it's like I'll start brain mapping, like, okay, fear of failure. And I started to think about it, and I look back, and it immediately brought me to college. And I remember this specific incident. It was with an ex-boyfriend, and we were at a party, and someone asked me what my major was, and I just replied, oh, undecided. Now, this was a lie. I was actually a communications major, but I was too insecure to tell people that because communications was the easy major. It was for people who couldn't get into business school, or it was for athletes, or what have you. It was for people like me who weren't smart enough to do something else. So I thought. And I was too afraid that maybe I wasn't enough. Like, it's just that by addressing the things that scare you, it causes you to evaluate the way that you handled situations in the past. And I just feel, I don't know if the word sad or regretful, or it's like I want to give myself a hug back then and just say, like, you are enough. Like, I guess my struggle has never really been a fear of failure because my expectations for myself were never that high anyway. So one of the things that Catherine addresses or says is basically, if you have a fear of failure, it's the same thing as having a fear of success, which sounds counterintuitive. And why would you have a fear of success? Everybody wants to be successful, and I want to be successful. So I say, but I guess my biggest fear is to believe in myself. Because if I believe in myself, then I'm going to expect great things from myself. If I settle, or if I don't go after things that scare me, I'm not going to be disappointed or let down when I don't achieve those things. It's embarrassing to say that you want something and to have other people witness the fallout of that not happening. It's embarrassing to say, I want to have 100,000 followers on Instagram, and here I am with 16. I would even get embarrassed whenever Instagram would advertise to people who followed me on my actual account that I had this Allison Ziggy Instagram, because it was just subjecting. It was like, I'd rather total strangers find this because they if they're judging me, I don't care. But if people I actually know find out the things that I want for myself and the things that I think that I'm capable of, then I'm subjecting myself to scrutinization. I'm subjecting myself to their limiting beliefs. I'm subjecting myself to criticism. I'm subjecting myself to basically, I'm saying I think that I'm enough and I think that I'm capable of achieving great things. And I never realized just how scared of success I really have been for my entire life. I've, up to this point, kept myself pretty small, kind of like only post something on Instagram if I look incredible. I only share things with the world if it looks like I'm happy and thriving and making the best decisions and what have you. Admittedly, the past 8 months have been among the hardest times, maybe the hardest time I've ever had in my entire life. I plan on going into details about exactly what happened to me. I'm not ready to share the full story yet. At this point, I want to grow more of a following. I know right now nobody really follows me and nobody's really seeing this, and I want to build some credibility before I really expose some things that maybe make me not just vulnerable, but maybe seem less credible, I suppose. But I have really big dreams, and I want a lot of really ambitious things. I want to own and operate my own company. I really want to get on the list of world's sexiest CEOs. That's a dream of mine. I want an 8-figure business. I want a husband who's completely obsessed with me and loves me and wants to have kids with me and wants to be with me, and I want a beautiful life for myself. And I guess it's the key takeaway I got from Catherine's episode today was that the fear of failure is the same thing as the fear of success. And I never realized that I had a fear of success until today. And looking back, I really see a lot of the ways that I self-sabotaged myself and prevented myself from, my screen just went black, so I don't even know if I guess it's still recording. I'm getting a little bit choked up just thinking about I don't know. I'm curious to watch this back because I'm probably just going to be mumbling the whole time, and then it's like, okay, I'm already diminishing myself, but I'm really I have so many beautiful gifts to offer the world, and I am going to create so many beautiful things, and I have a beautiful life ahead of me. And I'm so happy that I'm addressing things that I've dealt with my entire life. Now, I didn't realize that Business by Divine was going to cause so much soul searching, and it just baffles me how difficult it is for me to post one Instagram thing per day. Sharing the way that I feel isn't something that comes naturally to me. I guess you would think that it does, and sometimes I come across as an oversharer, and maybe I am, but I'm going to list out all the big dreams I have for myself, and I'm going to post this to my actual Instagram, and people who know me will see this and maybe stop watching halfway through, or maybe keep watching. I don't really know. But I am done making myself smaller than I need to be, and I don't know. I'm starting a company. It's called Alice and Ziggy. You can go to aliceandziggy.com to see the blog posts I already have in place. It's a planner stationery company. I want to tie it in with some of my spiritual beliefs, some of the things that I consider to be important when it comes to keeping track of time, keeping track of your information, keeping track of how you calculate a year. I just have so many ideas, and I already have a flagship product in the works, and I guess if one person thinks that this makes a difference, let me know. I mean, your support's always appreciated. Maybe this gets like 3 views and nobody cares. Maybe I won't post it. I don't know. My sister will probably roll her eyes or tell me to take it down, or just maybe it's too long. I'm going to pursue my dreams, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. So if you're interested in coming along in this journey with me, you can follow me on my other Instagram account. I guess I'm posting this to both, so make sure you're following Alice and Ziggy. And Allison A. Ziegler is what I'll use for my other life, I guess. I don't know if I'm still going to even use it, if it's just going to go dead. But this is what I have to say. Alright, now I'm going to go spend 2 hours trying to come up with a comment to write on this. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.